Coral Castle Mystery: How Edward Leedskalnin Built 1,100 Tons of Rock Alone. Greetings, fellow seekers of inspiration, and welcome to Adventure Hidden, where we illuminate the extraordinary tales etched by human hands across time. Today we step into the sunlit groves of southern Florida to explore Coral Castle, a remarkable creation born from one man's quiet determination and a heart full of longing. Envision a landscape of towering limestone walls, carved furniture, and celestial observatories, all fashioned alone from over 1,100 tons of rock. If this story of resilience and ingenuity touches you, please like the video to share the light, subscribe to journey with us further, and comment below. What drives you to create something lasting? Let's uncover this gentle giant together. Intro. Hidden in the lush outskirts of Homestead, Florida, Coral Castle emerges as a profound testament to individual spirit and skillful craft. Originally begun in 1923 in nearby Florida City and relocated 10 miles north by 1936, this unique rock complex spans 3 acres, featuring everything from 25-foot-high walls to functional telescopes and heart-shaped tables. Its builder, Edward Leedskalnin, a slight Latvian immigrant standing just 5 feet tall and weighing around 100 pounds, labored in near secrecy for 28 years, quarrying, shaping, and assembling Oolite limestone, a soft yet durable coral rock native to the region. Leedskalnin never sought crowds, yet his work drew admirers who marveled at feats like the 9-ton revolving gate, balanced so finely it once spun at a child's touch, or the 30-ton monolith he maneuvered alone. He claimed knowledge of ancient building methods, echoing the precision of Egyptian pyramids, but shared his insights sparingly through pamphlets on magnetism and simple experiments. Today, preserved as a museum since his passing in 1951, Coral Castle invites reflection on creativity's power, where personal loss transformed into public wonder. As we walk its paths, we'll trace Leedskalnin's path, from his arrival in America to the tools and techniques that brought his vision to life, and ponder the lessons of perseverance it offers us all. Seated after intro. Narrator, encouraging and connective. If Coral Castle's story is already stirring thoughts of what one person can achieve, take a moment to subscribe and enable notifications. We'll continue exploring such inspiring legacies together. Your presence here makes these discoveries richer. Now, let's meet the man behind the stones. Chapter 1. A Heart's Blueprint: Leedskalnin's Journey to Florida. Edward Leedskalnin's story begins far from Florida's warmth, in the rural landscapes of Latvia, where he was born on January 12, 1887. A stonemason by trade, he honed his skills working with local rock, but life took a poignant turn in 1911 when he became engaged to Agnes Sculpted, a 16-year-old he affectionately called his Sweet 16. Just days before their wedding, she ended the engagement, leaving him heartbroken and adrift. This loss became the quiet fuel for his life's work, a tribute he would dedicate to her memory. Seeking new horizons, Leedskalnin emigrated to North America in 1912, drifting through Canada and the United States, taking odd jobs in lumber mills and quarries while battling tuberculosis, a battle he credited to fresh air and determination for winning. By 1922 he settled in Florida City, drawn to the area's abundant Oolite deposits, a fossilized coral limestone that hardens with exposure, perfect for carving yet strong enough for enduring structures. With savings from his travels, he purchased a modest plot and began what he called Rock Gate Park, later renamed Coral Castle after a visitor's quip about its coral-like stone. Working mostly at night to avoid prying eyes, Leedskalnin transformed grief into geometry, crafting a space that blended functionality with symbolism. A heart-shaped table for two, a crescent moon fountain evoking romance's phases. His isolation was deliberate. He lived frugally in a small room on site, emerging only to guide tours for a small fee, sharing glimpses of his philosophy. The secret to the universe is in the knowledge of the forces that hold the planets in their places. This chapter of his life reveals a man who channeled personal sorrow into creative purpose, reminding us how adversity can sculpt something beautiful and lasting. Chapter 2. Quarrying and Shaping, Mastering the Coral Rock. The foundation of Coral Castle lies in Leedskalnin's intimate understanding of his medium. Oolite, a porous limestone formed from ancient sea life, quarried right from his property and nearby pits. Using hand tools like picks, chisels, and wedges, he extracted blocks weighing up to 30 tons, splitting them along natural layers by inserting wooden stakes and soaking them to expand, a technique echoing ancient masons. Once freed, the stones were shaped on-site with rasps and files, Leedskalnin polishing surfaces to a smooth sheen that caught the Florida sun, creating furniture like chairs, beds, and even a sundial accurate to the minute. His process was methodical, Measurements taken with a homemade chain and plumb bob ensured precision, while undercuts and balances prevented cracks during carving. The site's layout evolved organically, a 25-foot obelisk as a centerpiece, crescent walls enclosing private spaces, and functional elements like a two-story tower for stargazing. Leedskalnin documented his methods sparingly, but visitors noted tripods and block-and-tackle systems, suggesting he amplified his strength through clever mechanics rather than raw power. Recent analyses of the stonework confirm no modern machinery marks, only hand-tooled evidence, underscoring his solitary skill. This hands-on mastery turned raw earth into refined art, a lesson in how patient observation of materials can yield extraordinary results. As we picture Leedskalnin chiseling away under starlit skies, it's inspiring to consider the focus required for such detail. What tool or technique from history would you most like to learn? Share in the comments, and if this tale of transformation is resonating, a like or share with someone who appreciates quiet triumphs helps spread its gentle wisdom. Let's turn to the most puzzling part next. Chapter 3, The Enigma of Assembly, Moving the Unmovable. Perhaps the greatest draw of Coral Castle is the mystery of its assembly. How did one man position stones too heavy for modern crews without assistance? Leedskalnin hinted at secrets of the pyramids, claiming in his writings to have rediscovered methods using magnetism and leverage. Eyewitnesses, including a few teenagers he occasionally employed for errands, described seeing him manipulate massive blocks with apparent ease, but he shrouded the work in darkness, completing moves overnight. The crowning puzzle is the 9-ton rotating gate, a slab balanced on a central truck bearing that spun effortlessly until rust seized it in the 1980s. Now restored, it weighs as much as 3 elephants yet pivots smoothly. In 1936, facing eviction from Florida City, Leedskalnin dismantled and relocated the entire 1,000-ton structure 10 miles to Homestead over 3 years, again in secrecy, loading stones onto a flatbed truck he drove himself. Theories abound. Simple pulleys and ramps as demonstrated in modern recreations, hidden perpetual motion devices he patented, though unproven, or electromagnetic principles from his experiments with coils and batteries, detailed in pamphlets like Magnetic Current. Skeptics point to possible nighttime helpers, but no evidence supports this, and photos show solo efforts. Whatever the truth, his ingenuity, perhaps combining tripods, counterweights, and precise measurements, transformed impossibility into achievement, inviting us to question the boundaries of human capability. Chapter 4, A Monument's Trials, Relocation and Recognition. The relocation to Homestead marked a turning point, expanding Coral Castle into its current form with additions like the Polaris telescope, a 20-foot tube aligned to the North Star for navigation, and a sundial that tracks seasons with flawless accuracy. Leedskalnin opened it to the public in 1927, charging 10 cents for entry and 25 cents for tours, using proceeds to sustain his work while living ascetically. Visitors left enchanted, with one 1940s account describing the site's serene harmony, where each piece served both utility and symbolism. A Florida-shaped table evoking his adopted home, a wishing well for quiet reflection. Challenges arose. Health declined in his later years, and in 1951 at age 64, Leedskalnin passed away from kidney failure, leaving the castle to a nephew who opened it as a museum. Early stewards faced maintenance issues like the gate's breakdown, but restorations in the 1980s preserved its magic. Today, guided by the Coral Castle Foundation, it draws thousands annually, blending education with preservation. Volunteers demonstrate basic stonework, echoing Leedskalnin's hands-on ethos. This evolution from private sanctuary to shared heritage shows how one person's vision can ripple outward, fostering appreciation for craft and story. Chapter 5, Echoes of Wonder, Theories and Timeless Lessons. Leedskalnin's reticence fueled speculation. Did he harness Sweet 16 magnetic forces as his writings suggest, or ancient levitation akin to Stonehenge lore? Modern inquiries, including 2020 scans, reveal no hidden tech supporting leverage-based methods, yet his pamphlets, outlining experiments with U-shaped magnets, hint at deeper principles he never fully disclosed. Fringe ideas of extraterrestrial aid persist in popular lore, but grounded views celebrate his probable use of physics. Inclined planes for the obelisk, fulcrums for the gate. Beyond puzzles, Coral Castle teaches resilience. Built amid personal trials, it stands as a model of focused creation, influencing artists and engineers who study its balances for sustainable designs. As Florida's landscape shifts, the site endures, a quiet call to honor our inner builders. Leedskalnin's legacy whispers, with knowledge and will even the heaviest burdens lift. Outro. As we leave Coral Castle's shaded paths, we're enriched by Edward Leedskalnin's example, a reminder that from solitude and sorrow, wonders can bloom. This humble haven of rock and resolve continues to inspire, its stones silent witnesses to the power of one determined soul shaping the world around them. Thank you for wandering these grounds with Adventure Hidden. If Coral Castle has kindled your creative spark, like the video to let it shine, subscribe for more stories of quiet triumphs and comment below. What castle would you build from your dreams? Sharing this narrative extends its reach. Until our next quiet revelation, keep carving your path with purpose.